النبأ العظيم
concerning the great news
الذي هم فيه مختلفون
about which they cannot agree.
كلا سيعلمون
Verily, they shall soon come to know.
ثم كلا سيعلمون
Verily, verily, they shall soon come to know.
ألم نجعل الأرض مهادا
Have we not made the earth as a wide expanse,
والجبال أوتادا
and the mountains as pegs?
وخلقناكم أزواجا
And have we not created you in pairs,
وجعلنا نومكم سباتا
and made your sleep for rest,
وجعلنا الليل لباسا
and made the night as a covering,
وجعلنا النهار معاشا
and made the day as a means of subsistence?
وبنينا فوقكم سبعا شدادا
And have we not built over you the 7 firmaments,
وجعلنا سراجا وهاجا
and placed therein a light of splendor?
وأنزلنا من المعصرات ماء ثجاجا
And do we not send down from the clouds water in abundance,
لنخرج به حبا ونباتا
that we may produce therewith corn and vegetables,
وجنات ألفافا
and gardens of luxurious growth?
إن يوم الفصل كان ميقاتا
Verily, the day of sorting out is a thing appointed.
يوم ينفخ في الصور فتأتون أفواجا
The day that the trumpet shall be sounded, and you shall come forth in crowds.
وفتحت السماء فكانت أبوابا
And the heavens shall be opened as if there were doors.
وسيرت الجبال فكانت سرابا
And the mountains shall vanish as if they were a mirage.
إن جهنم كانت مرصادا
Truly, hell is as a place of ambush.
للطاغين مآبا
For the transgressors, a place of destination.
لابثين فيها أحقابا
They will dwell therein for ages.
لا يذوقون فيها بردا ولا شرابا
Nothing cool shall they taste therein, nor any drink,
إلا حميما وغساقا
save a boiling fluid, and a fluid dark, murky, intensely cold.
جزاء وفاقا
A fitting recompense for them.
إنهم كانوا لا يرجون حسابا
For that they used not to fear any account for their deeds,
وكذبوا بآياتنا كذابا
but they impudently treated our signs as false.
وكل شيء أحصيناه كتابا
And all things have we preserved on record.
فذوقوا فلن نزيدكم إلا عذابا
So taste you the fruits of your deeds, for no increase shall we grant you except in punishment.
إن للمتقين مفازا
Verily, for the righteous there will be a fulfillment of the heart's desires.
حدائق وأعنابا
Gardens enclosed, and grapevines,
وكواعب أترابا
companions of equal age,
وكأسا دهاقا
and a cupful to the brim.
لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا كذابا
No vanity shall they hear therein, not untruth.
جزاء من ربك عطاء حسابا
Recompense from your Lord a gift amply sufficient.
رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما الرحمن لا يملكون منه خطابا.
From the Lord of the heavens and the earth and all between, Allah most gracious, none shall have power to argue with him.
يوم يقوم الروح والملائكة صفا لا يتكلمون إلا من أذن له الرحمن وقال صوابا.
The day that the Spirit and the angels will stand forth in ranks, none shall speak except any who is permitted by Allah most gracious, and he will say what is right.
ذلك اليوم الحق فمن شاء اتخذ إلى ربه مآبا.
That day will be the sure reality. Therefore, whoso will, let him take a straight return to his Lord.
إنا أنذرناكم عذابا قريبا يوم ينظر المرء ما قدمت يداه ويقول الكافر يا ليتني كنت ترابا.
Verily, we have warned you of a penalty near, the day when man will see the deeds which his hands have sent forth, and the unbeliever will say, Woe unto me, would that I were mere dust.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
وَالنَّازِعَاتِ غَرْقًا.
By the angels who tear out the souls of the wicked with violence.
وَالنَّاشِطَاتِ نَشْطًا.
By those who gently draw out the souls of the blessed.
وَالسَّابِحَاتِ سَبْحًا.
And by those who glide along on errands of mercy.
فَالسَّابِقَاتِ سَبْقًا.
Then press forward as in a race.
فَالْمُدَبِّرَاتِ أَمْرًا.
Then arrange to do the commands of their Lord.
يَوْمَ تَرْجُفُ الرَّاجِفَةُ.
One day everything that can be in commotion will be in violent commotion.
تَتْبَعُهَا الرَّادِفَةُ.
Followed by oft-repeated commotions.
قُلُوبٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ وَاجِفَةٌ.
Hearts that day will be in agitation.
أَبْصَارُهَا خَاشِعَةٌ.
Cast down will be their owner's eyes.
يَقُولُونَ أَإِنَّا لَمَرْدُودُونَ فِي الْحَافِرَةِ.
They say now, what shall we indeed be, returned to our former state?
أَإِذَا كُنَّا عِظَامًا نَخِرَةً.
What, when we shall have become rotten bones?
قَالُوا تِلْكَ إِذًا كَرَّةٌ خَاسِرَةٌ.
They say, it would in that case be a return with loss.
فَإِنَّمَا هِيَ زَجْرَةٌ وَاحِدَةٌ.
But verily, it will be but a single compelling cry.
فَإِذَا هُمْ بِالسَّاهِرَةِ.
When behold, they will be in the full awakening to judgment.
هَلْ أَتَاكَ حَدِيثُ مُوسَى.
Has the story of Moses reached you?
إِذْ نَادَاهُ رَبُّهُ بِالْوَادِ الْمُقَدَّسِ طُوًى.
Behold, your Lord did call to him in the sacred valley of Tuwa.
اذهب إلى فرعون إنه طغى.
Go you to Pharaoh, for he had indeed transgressed all bounds.
فقل هل لك إلى أن تزكى.
And say to him, would you that you should be purified from sin?
وأهديك إلى ربك فتخشى.
And that I guide you to your Lord, so you should fear him.
فأراه الآية الكبرى.
Then did Moses show him the great sign.
فكذب وعصى.
But Pharaoh rejected it and disobeyed guidance.
ثم أدبر يسعى.
Further, he turned his back, striving hard against Allah.
فحشر فنادى.
Then he collected his men and made a proclamation,
فقال أنا ربكم الأعلى.
saying, I am your Lord Most High.
فأخذه الله نكال الآخرة والأولى.
But Allah did punish him and made an example of him in the hereafter as in this life.
إن في ذلك لعبرة لمن يخشى.
Verily, in this is an instructive warning for whosoever fears Allah.
أأنتم أشد خلقا أم السماء بناها.
What? Are you the more difficult to create of the heaven above? Allah has constructed it.
رفع سمكها فسواها.
On high has He raised its canopy, and He has given it order and perfection.
وأغطش ليلها وأخرج ضحاها.
Its night does He endow with darkness, and its splendor does He bring out with light.
والأرض بعد ذلك دحاها.
And the earth, moreover, has He extended to a wide expanse.
أخرج منها ماءها ومرعاها.
He draws out therefrom its moisture and its pasture.
والجبال أرساها.
And the mountains has He firmly fixed,
متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم.
for use and convenience to you and your cattle.
فإذا جاءت الطامة الكبرى.
Therefore, when there comes the great overwhelming event,
يوم يتذكر الإنسان ما سعى.
the day when man shall remember all that he strove for,
وبرزت الجحيم لمن يرى.
and hellfire shall be placed in full view for all to see.
فأما من طغى.
Then, for such as had transgressed all bounds,
وآثر الحياة الدنيا.
and had preferred the life of this world,
فإن الجحيم هي المأوى.
the abode will be hellfire.
وأما من خاف مقام ربه ونهى النفس عن الهوى.
And for such as had entertained the fear of standing before their Lord's tribunal, and had restrained their souls from lower desires,
فإن الجنة هي المأوى.
their abode will be the garden.
يسألونك عن الساعة أيان مرساها.
They ask you about the hour. When will be its appointed time?
فيم أنت من ذكراها.
Wherein are you concerned with the declaration thereof?
إلى ربك منتهاها.
With your Lord is the limit fixed, therefore?
إنما أنت منذر من يخشاها.
You are but a warner for such as fear it.
كأنهم يوم يرونها لم يلبثوا إلا عشية أو ضحاها.
The day they see it, it will be as if they had tarried but a single evening, or at most till the following morn.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful.
عبس وتولى.
The Prophet frowned and turned away
أن جاءه الأعمى.
because there came to him the blind man interrupting.
وما يدريك لعله يزكى.
But what could tell you but that perhaps he might grow in spiritual understanding,
أو يذكر فتنفعه الذكرى.
or that he might receive admonition and the teaching might profit him?
أما من استغنى.
As to one who regards himself as self-sufficient,
فأنت له تصدى.
to him do you attend.
وما عليك ألا يزكى.
Though it is no blame on you if he grow not in spiritual understanding.
وأما من جاءك جاءك يسعى
But as to him who came to you striving earnestly,
وهو يخشى
and with fear in his heart,
فأنت عنه تلهى
of him were you unmindful.
كلا إنها تذكرة
By no means should it be so, for it is indeed a message of instruction.
فمن شاء ذكره
Therefore, let whoso will keep it in remembrance.
في صحف مكرمة
It is in books held greatly in honor,
مرفوعة مطهرة
exalted in dignity, kept pure and holy,
بأيدي سفرة
written by the hands of scribes,
كرام بررة
honorable and pious and just.
قتل الإنسان ما أكفره
Woe to man, what has made him reject Allah?
من أي شيء خلقه
From what stuff has he created him?
من نطفة خلقه فقدره
From a sperm drop. He has created him and then molded him in due proportions.
ثم السبيل يسره
Then does he make his path smooth for him.
ثم أماته فأقبره
Then he causes him to die and puts him in his grave.
ثم إذا شاء أنشره
Then, when it is his will, he will raise him up again.
كلا لما يقض ما أمره
By no means has he fulfilled what Allah has commanded him.
فلينظر الإنسان إلى طعامه
Then let man look at his food and how we provide it.
أنا صببنا الماء صبا
For that we pour forth water in abundance.
ثم شققنا الأرض شقا
And we split the earth in fragments.
فأنبتنا فيها حبا
And produce therein corn,
وعنبا وقضبا
and grapes and nutritious plants,
وزيتونا ونخلا
and olives and dates,
وحدائق غلبا
and enclosed gardens, dense with lofty trees,
وفاكهة وأبا
and fruits and fodder,
متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم
for use and convenience to you and your cattle.
فإذا جاءت الصاخة
At length, when there comes the deafening noise,
يوم يفر المرء من أخيه
that day shall a man flee from his own brother,
وأمه وأبيه
and from his mother, and his father,
وصاحبته وبنيه
and from his wife and his children.
لكل امرئ منهم يومئذ شأن يغنيه
Each one of them that day will have enough concern of his own to make him indifferent to the others.
وجوه يومئذ مسفرة
Some faces that day will be beaming,
ضاحكة مستبشرة
laughing, rejoicing,
ووجوه يومئذ عليها غبرة
and other faces that day will be dust-stained.
ترهقها قترة
Blackness will cover them.
أولئك هم الكفرة الفجرة
Such will be the rejectors of Allah, the doers of iniquity.
إذا الشمس كورت
When the sun with its spacious light is folded up,
وإذا النجوم انكدرت
when the stars fall, losing their luster,
وإذا الجبال سيرت
when the mountains vanish like a mirage,
وإذا العشار عطلت
when the she-camels, 10 months with young, are left untended.
وإذا الوحوش حشرت
When the wild beasts are herded together in human habitations.
وإذا البحار سجرت
When the oceans boil over with a swell.
وإذا النفوس زوجت
When the souls are sorted out, being joined like with like.
وإذا الموءودة سئلت
When the female infant buried alive is questioned.
بأي ذنب قتلت
For what crime she was killed.
وإذا الصحف نشرت
When the scrolls are laid open.
وإذا السماء كشطت
When the world on high is unveiled.
وإذا الجحيم سعرت
When the blazing fire is kindled to fierce heat.
وإذا الجنة أزلفت
And when the garden is brought near.
علمت نفس ما أحضرت
Then shall each soul know what it has put forward.
فلا أقسم بالخنس
So verily I call to witness the planets that recede.
الجوار الكنس
Go straight or hide.
والليل إذا عسعس
And the night as it dissipates.
والصبح إذا تنفس
And the dawn as it breathes away the darkness.
إنه لقول رسول كريم
Verily, this is the word of a most honorable messenger.
ذي قوة عند ذي العرش مكين
Endued with power, with rank before the Lord of the throne.
مطاع ثم أمين
With authority there and faithful to his trust.
وما صاحبكم بمجنون
And O people, your companion is not one possessed.
ولقد رآه بالأفق المبين
And without doubt he saw him in the clear horizon.
وما هو على الغيب بضنين
Neither does he withhold grudgingly a knowledge of the unseen.
وما هو بقول شيطان رجيم
Nor is it the word of an evil spirit accursed.
فأين تذهبون
Then whither go you?
إن هو إلا ذكر للعالمين
Verily, this is no less than a message to all the worlds.
لمن شاء منكم أن يستقيم
With profit to whoever among you wills to go straight.
وما تشاءون إلا أن يشاء الله رب العالمين
But you shall not will except as Allah wills, the cherisher of the worlds.
إذا السماء انفطرت
When the sky is cleft asunder.
وإذا الكواكب انتثرت
When the stars are scattered.
وإذا البحار فجرت
When the oceans are suffered to burst forth.
وإذا القبور بعثرت
And when the graves are turned upside down.
علمت نفس ما قدمت وأخرت
Then shall each soul know what it has sent forward and what it has kept back.
يا أيها الإنسان ما غرك بربك الكريم
O man, what has seduced you from your Lord, most beneficent?
الذي خلقك فسواك فعدلك
Him who created you, fashioned you in due proportion, and gave you a just bias.
في أي صورة ما شاء ركبك
In whatever form he wills, does he put you together.
كلا بل تكذبون بالدين
Nay, but you do reject right and judgment.
وإن عليكم لحافظين
But verily over you are appointed angels to protect you.
كراما كاتبين
Kind and honorable, writing down your deeds.
يعلمون ما تفعلون
They know and understand all that you do.
إن الأبرار لفي نعيم
As for the righteous, they will be in bliss.
وإن الفجار لفي جحيم
And the wicked, they will be in the fire.
يصلونها يوم الدين
Which they will enter on the day of judgment.
وما هم عنها بغائبين
And they will not be able to keep away therefrom.
وما أدراك ما يوم الدين
And what will explain to you what the day of judgment is?
ثم ما أدراك ما يوم الدين
Again, what will explain to you what the day of judgment is?
يوم لا تملك نفس لنفس شيئا والأمر يومئذ لله
It will be the day when no soul shall have power to do aught for another, for the command that day will be wholly with Allah.
ويل للمطففين
Woe to those that deal in fraud,
الذين إذا اكتالوا على الناس يستوفون
those who when they have to receive by measure from men, exact full measure.
وإذا كالوهم أو وزنوهم يخسرون
But when they have to give by measure or weight to men, give less than due.
ألا يظن أولئك أنهم مبعوثون
Do they not think that they will be called to account
ليوم عظيم
on a mighty day,
يوم يقوم الناس لرب العالمين
a day when all mankind will stand before the Lord of the worlds?
كلا إن كتاب الفجار لفي سجين
Nay, surely the record of the wicked is preserved in Sijjin.
وما أدراك ما سجين
And what will explain to you what Sijjin is?
كتاب مرقوم
There is a register, fully inscribed.
ويل يومئذ للمكذبين
Woe that day to those that deny,
الذين يكذبون بيوم الدين
those that deny the day of judgment.
وما يكذب به إلا كل معتد أثيم
And none can deny it but the transgressor, beyond bounds, the sinner.
إذا تتلى عليه آياتنا قال أساطير الأولين
When our signs are rehearsed to him, he says, tales of the ancients.
كلا بل ران على قلوبهم ما كانوا يكسبون
By no means, but on their hearts is the stain of the ill which they do.
كلا إنهم عن ربهم يومئذ لمحجوبون
Verily, from the light of their Lord, that day will they be veiled.
ثم إنهم لصالو الجحيم
Further, they will enter the fire of hell.
ثم يقال هذا الذي كنتم به تكذبون
Further, it will be said to them, this is the reality which you rejected as false.
كلا إن كتاب الأبرار لفي عليين
Nay, verily, the record of the righteous is preserved in Iliyin.
وما أدراك ما عليون
And what will explain to you what Illiyun is?
كتاب مرقوم
There is a register, fully inscribed,
يشهده المقربون
to which bear witness those nearest to Allah.
إن الأبرار لفي نعيم
Truly the righteous will be in bliss.
على الأرائك ينظرون
On thrones of dignity will they command a sight of all things.
تعرف في وجوههم نضرة النعيم
You will recognize in their faces the beaming brightness of bliss.
يسقون من رحيق مختوم
Their thirst will be slaked with pure wine sealed.
ختامه مسك وفي ذلك فليتنافس المتنافسون
The seal thereof will be musk, and for this let those aspire who have aspirations.
ومزاجه من تسنيم
With it will be given a mixture of tasneem,
عينا يشرب بها المقربون
a spring from the waters whereof drink those nearest to Allah.
إن الذين أجرموا كانوا من الذين آمنوا يضحكون
Those in sin used to laugh at those who believed,
وإذا مروا بهم يتغامزون
and whenever they passed by them used to wink at each other in mockery.
وإذا انقلبوا إلى أهلهم انقلبوا فكهين
And when they returned to their own people, they would return jesting.
وإذا رأوهم قالوا إن هؤلاء لضالون
And whenever they saw them, they would say, Behold, these are the people truly astray.
وما أرسلوا عليهم حافظين
But they had not been sent as keepers over them.
فاليوم الذين آمنوا من الكفار يضحكون
But on this day, the believers will laugh at the unbelievers.
على الأرائك ينظرون
On thrones of dignity, they will command a sight of all things.
هل ثوب الكفار ما كانوا يفعلون
Have not the unbelievers been paid back for what they did?
إذا السماء انشقت
When the sky is rent asunder,
وأذنت لربها وحقت
and hearkens to the command of its Lord, and it must needs do so.
وإذا الأرض مدت
And when the earth is flattened out,
وألقت ما فيها وتخلت
and casts forth what is within it and becomes empty,
وأذنت لربها وحقت
and hearkens to the command of its Lord, and it must needs do so, then will come home the full reality.
يا أيها الإنسان إنك كادح إلى ربك كدحا فملاقيه
O you man, verily you are ever toiling on towards your Lord, painfully toiling, but you shall meet him.
فأما من أوتي كتابه بيمينه
Then he who is given his record in his right hand,
فسوف يحاسب حسابا يسيرا
soon will his account be taken by an easy reckoning,
وينقلب إلى أهله مسرورا
and he will turn to his people rejoicing.
وأما من أوتي كتابه وراء ظهره
But he who is given his record behind his back,
فسوف يدعو ثبورا
soon will he cry for perdition.
ويصلى سعيرا
And he will enter a blazing fire.
إنه كان في أهله مسرورا
Truly, did he go about among his people rejoicing?
إنه ظن أن لن يحور
Truly, did he think that he would not have to return to us?
بلى إن ربه كان به بصيرا
Nay, nay, for his Lord was ever watchful of him.
فلا أقسم بالشفق
So I do call to witness the ruddy glow of sunset,
والليل وما وسق
the night and its homing,
والقمر إذا اتسق
and the moon in her fullness.
لتركبن طبقا عن طبق
You shall surely travel from stage to stage.
فما لهم لا يؤمنون
What then is the matter with them that they believe not?
وإذا قرئ عليهم القرآن لا يسجدون
And when the Quran is read to them, they fall not prostrate.
بل الذين كفروا يكذبون
But on the contrary, the unbelievers reject it.
والله أعلم بما يوعون
But Allah has full knowledge of what they secrete in their breasts.
فبشرهم بعذاب أليم
So announce to them a penalty grievous.
إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم أجر غير ممنون
Except to those who believe and work righteous deeds, for them is a reward that will never fail.
والسماء ذات البروج
By the sky displaying the zodiacal signs,
واليوم الموعود
by the promised day of judgment,
وشاهد ومشهود
by one that witnesses and the subject of the witness.
قتل أصحاب الأخدود
Woe to the makers of the pit of fire,
النار ذات الوقود
fire supplied abundantly with fuel.
إذ هم عليها قعود
Behold, they sat over against the fire,
وهم على ما يفعلون بالمؤمنين شهود
and they witnessed all that they were doing against the believers.
وما نقموا منهم إلا أن يؤمنوا بالله العزيز الحميد
And they ill-treated them for no other reason than that they believed in Allah, exalted in power, worthy of all praise.
الذي له ملك السماوات والأرض والله على كل شيء شهيد
Him to whom belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth, and Allah is witness to all things.
إن الذين فتنوا المؤمنين والمؤمنات ثم لم يتوبوا فلهم عذاب جهنم ولهم عذاب الحريق
Those who persecute or draw into temptation the believers, men and women, and do not turn in repentance, will have the penalty of hell. They will have the penalty of the burning fire.
إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار ذلك الفوز الكبير
For those who believe and do righteous deeds will be gardens beneath which rivers flow. That is the great salvation, the fulfillment of all desires.
إن بطش ربك لشديد
Truly strong is the grip and power of your Lord.
إنه هو يبدئ ويعيد
It is He who creates from the very beginning, and He can restore life.
وهو الغفور الودود
And He is the oft-forgiving, full of loving kindness,
ذو العرش المجيد
Lord of the throne of glory,
فعال لما يريد
doer without let of all that He intends.
هل أتاك حديث الجنود
Has the story reached you of the forces,
فرعون وثمود
of Pharaoh and the Thamud?
بل الذين كفروا في تكذيب
And yet the unbelievers persist in rejecting the truth.
والله من ورائهم محيط
But Allah does encompass them from behind.
بل هو قرآن مجيد
Nay, this is a glorious Quran,
في لوح محفوظ
inscribed in a tablet preserved.
والسماء والطارق
By the sky and the night visitant therein.
وما أدراك ما الطارق
And what will explain to you what the night visitant is?
النجم الثاقب
It is the star of piercing brightness.
إن كل نفس لما عليها حافظ
There is no soul but has a protector over it.
فلينظر الإنسان مما خلق
Now let man but think from what he is created.
خلق من ماء دافق
He is created from a drop emitted,
يخرج من بين الصلب والترائب
proceedings from between the backbone and the ribs.
إنه على رجعه لقادر
Surely Allah is able to bring him back to life.
يوم تبلى السرائر
The day that all things secret will be tested.
فما له من قوة ولا ناصر
Man will have no power and no helper.
والسماء ذات الرجع
By the firmament which returns in its round,
والأرض ذات الصدع
and by the earth which opens out for the gushing of springs or the sprouting of vegetation.
إنه لقول فصل
Behold, this is the word that distinguishes good from evil.
وما هو بالهزل
It is not a thing for amusement.
إنهم يكيدون كيدا
As for them, they are but plotting a scheme,
وأكيد كيدا
and I am planning a scheme.
فمهل الكافرين أمهلهم رويدا
Therefore grant a delay to the unbelievers. Give respite to them gently for a while.
سبح اسم ربك الأعلى
Glorify the name of your guardian Lord Most High,
الذي خلق فسوى
who has created and further given order and proportion,
والذي قدر فهدى
who has ordained laws and granted guidance,
والذي أخرج المرعى
and who brings out the green and luscious pasture,
فجعله غثاء أحوى
and then does make it but swarthy stubble.
سنقرئك فلا تنسى
By degrees shall we teach you to declare the message, so you shall not forget.
إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى
Except as Allah wills, for He knows what is manifest and what is hidden.
ونيسرك لليسرى
And we will make it easy for you to follow the simple path.
فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى
Therefore, give admonition in case the admonition profits the hearer.
سيذكر من يخشى
The admonition will be received by those who fear Allah.
ويتجنبها الأشقى
But it will be avoided by those most unfortunate ones,
الذي يصلى النار الكبرى
who will enter the great fire,
ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا
in which they will then neither die nor live.
قد أفلح من تزكى
But those will prosper who purify themselves
وذكر اسم ربه فصلى
and glorify the name of their guardian Lord and lift their hearts in prayer.
بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا
Nay, behold, you prefer the life of this world,
والآخرة خير وأبقى
but the hereafter is better and more enduring.
إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى
And this is in the books of the earliest revelations,
صحف إبراهيم وموسى
the books of Abram and Moses.
هل أتاك حديث الغاشية
Has the story reached you of the overwhelming event?
وجوه يومئذ خاشعة
Some faces that day will be humiliated,
عاملة ناصبة
laboring hard, weary,
تصلى نارا حامية
the while they enter the blazing fire,
تسقى من عين آنية
the while they are given to drink of a boiling hot spring.
ليس لهم طعام إلا من ضريع
No food will there be for them but a bitter dory,
لا يسمن ولا يغني من جوع
which will neither nourish nor satisfy hunger.
وجوه يومئذ ناعمة
Other faces that day will be joyful,
لسعيها راضية
pleased with their striving,
في جنة عالية
in a garden on high,
لا تسمع فيها لاغية
where they shall hear no word of vanity.
فيها عين جارية
Therein will be a bubbling spring.
فيها سرر مرفوعة
Therein will be thrones of dignity, raised on high,
وأكواب موضوعة
goblets placed ready,
ونمارق مصفوفة
and cushions set in rows,
وزرابي مبثوثة
and rich carpets all spread out.
أفلا ينظرون إلى الإبل كيف خلقت
Do they not look at the camels, how they are made,
وإلى السماء كيف رفعت
and at the sky, how it is raised high,
وإلى الجبال كيف نصبت
and at the mountains, how they are fixed firm,
وإلى الأرض كيف سطحت
and at the earth, how it is spread out.
فذكر إنما أنت مذكر
Therefore, do you give admonition, for you are one to admonish.
لست عليهم بمسيطر
You are not one to manage men's affairs.
إلا من تولى وكفر
But if any turns away and rejects Allah,
فيعذبه الله العذاب الأكبر
Allah will punish him with a mighty punishment.
إن إلينا إيابهم
For to us will be their return.
ثم إن علينا حسابهم
Then it will be for us to call them to account.
والفجر
By the break of day,
وليال عشر
by the nights twice 5,
والشفع والوتر
by the even and odd contrasted,
والليل إذا يسر
and by the night when it passes away.
هل في ذلك قسم لذي حجر
Is there not in these an adjuration or evidence for those who understand?
ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بعاد
See you not how your Lord dealt with the Ad people,
إرم ذات العماد
of the city of Iram with lofty pillars,
التي لم يخلق مثلها في البلاد
the like of which were not produced in all the land,
وثمود الذين جابوا الصخر بالواد
and with the Thamud people, who cut out huge rocks in the valley,
وفرعون ذي الأوتاد
and with Pharaoh, lord of stakes.
الذين طغوا في البلاد
All these transgress beyond bounds in the lands,
فأكثروا فيها الفساد
and heap therein mischief on mischief.
فصب عليهم ربك سوط عذاب
Therefore did your Lord pour on them a scourge of diverse chastisements.
إن ربك لبالمرصاد
For your Lord is as a guardian on a watchtower.
فأما الإنسان إذا ما ابتلاه ربه فأكرمه ونعمه فيقول ربي أكرمن
Now as for man, when his Lord tries him, giving him honor and gifts, then says he puffed up, my Lord has honored me.
وأما إذا ما ابتلاه فقدر عليه رزقه فيقول ربي أهانن
But when he tries him, restricting his subsistence for him, then says he in despair, my Lord has humiliated me.
كلا بل لا تكرمون اليتيم
Nay, nay, but you honor not the orphans,
ولا تحاضون على طعام المسكين
nor do you encourage one another to feed the poor.
وتأكلون التراث أكلا لما
And you devour inheritance, all with greed,
وتحبون المال حبا جما
and you love wealth with inordinate love.
كلا إذا دكت الأرض دكا دكا
Nay, when the earth is pounded to powder,
وجاء ربك والملك صفا صفا
and your Lord comes, and his angels, rank upon rank,
وجيء يومئذ بجهنم يومئذ يتذكر الإنسان وأنى له الذكرى
and hell that day is brought face to face. On that day will man remember, but how will that remembrance profit him?
يقول يا ليتني قدمت لحياتي
He will say, ah, would that I had sent forth good deeds for this my future life.
فيومئذ لا يعذب عذابه أحد
For that day his chastisement will be such as none else can inflict,
ولا يوثق وثاقه أحد
and his bonds will be such as none other can bind.
يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة
To the righteous soul will be said, O you soul, in complete rest and satisfaction,
ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية
come back you to your Lord, well pleased yourself and well pleasing unto him.
فادخلي في عبادي
Enter you then among my devotees,
وادخلي جنتي
yea, enter you my heaven.
لا أقسم بهذا البلد
I do call to witness this city,
وأنت حل بهذا البلد
and you are a free man of this city,
ووالد وما ولد
and the mystic ties of parent and child.
لقد خلقنا الإنسان في كبد
Verily, we have created man into toil and struggle.
أيحسب أن لن يقدر عليه أحد
Thinks he that none has power over him?
يقول أهلكت مالا لبدا
He may say boastfully, wealth have I squandered in abundance.
أيحسب أن لم يره أحد
Thinks he that none beholds him?
ألم نجعل له عينين
Have we not made for him a pair of eyes,
ولسانا وشفتين
and a tongue, and a pair of lips,
وهديناه النجدين
and shown him the two highways?
فلاقتحم العقبة
But he has made no haste on the path that is steep.
وما أدراك ما العقبة
And what will explain to you the path that is steep?
فك رقبة
It is freeing the bondman,
أو إطعام في يوم ذي مسغبة
or the giving of food in a day of privation,
يتيما ذا مقربة
to the orphan with claims of relationship,
أو مسكينا ذا متربة
or to the indigent down in the dust.
ثم كان من الذين آمنوا وتواصوا بالصبر وتواصوا بالمرحمة
Then will he be of those who believe and enjoin patience, constancy, and self-restraint, and enjoin deeds of kindness and compassion.
أولئك أصحاب الميمنة
Such are the companions of the right hand.
والذين كفروا بآياتنا هم أصحاب المشأمة
But those who reject our signs, they are the unhappy companions of the left hand.
عليهم نار مؤصدة
On them will be fire vaulted over all round.
والشمس وضحاها
By the sun and its glorious splendor,
والقمر إذا تلاها
by the moon as it follows the sun,
والنهار إذا جلاها
by the day as it shows up the sun's glory,
والليل إذا يغشاها
by the night as it conceals it,
والسماء وما بناها
by the firmament and its wonderful structure,
والأرض وما طحاها
by the earth and its wide expanse,
ونفس وما سواها
by the soul and the proportion and order given to it,
فألهمها فجورها وتقواها
and its enlightenment as to its wrong and its right.
قد أفلح من زكاها
Truly he succeeds that purifies it,
وقد خاب من دساها
and he fails that corrupts it.
كذبت ثمود بطغواها
The Thamud people rejected their prophet through their inordinate wrongdoing.
إذ انبعث أشقاها
Behold, the most wicked man among them was deputed for impiety.
فقال لهم رسول الله ناقة الله وسقياها
But the messenger of Allah said to them, It is a she-camel of Allah, and bar her not from having her drink.
فكذبوه فعقروها فدمدم عليهم ربهم بذنبهم فسواها
Then they rejected him as a false prophet, and they hamstrung her, so their Lord, on account of their crime, obliterated their traces and made them equal in destruction, high and low.
ولا يخاف عقباها
And for him is no fear of its consequences.
والليل إذا يغشى
by the night as it conceals the light,
والنهار إذا تجلى
by the day as it appears in glory,
وما خلق الذكر والأنثى
by the mystery of the creation of male and female.
إن سعيكم لشتى
Verily, the ends you strive for are diverse.
فأما من أعطى واتقى
So he who gives in charity and fears Allah,
وصدق بالحسنى
and in all sincerity testifies to the best,
فسنيسره لليسرى
we will indeed make smooth for him the path to bliss.
وأما من بخل واستغنى
But he who is a greedy miser and thinks himself self-sufficient
وكذب بالحسنى
and gives the lie to the best,
فسنيسره للعسرى
we will indeed make smooth for him the path to misery.
وما يغني عنه ماله إذا تردى
Nor will his wealth profit him when he falls headlong into the pit.
إن علينا للهدى
Verily, we take upon ourselves to guide,
وإن لنا للآخرة والأولى
and verily unto us belong the end and the beginning.
فأنذرتكم نارا تلظى
Therefore do I warn you of a fire blazing fiercely.
لا يصلاها إلا الأشقى
None shall reach it but those most unfortunate ones,
الذي كذب وتولى
who give the lie to truth and turn their backs.
وسيجنبها الأتقى
But those most devoted to Allah shall be removed far from it.
الذي يؤتي ماله يتزكى
Those who spend their wealth for increase in self-purification,
وما لأحد عنده من نعمة تجزى
and have in their minds no favor from anyone for which a reward is expected in return,
إلا ابتغاء وجه ربه الأعلى
but only the desire to seek for the countenance of their Lord Most High.
ولسوف يرضى
And soon will they attain complete satisfaction.
والضحى
By the glorious morning light,
والليل إذا سجى
and by the night when it is still,
ما ودعك ربك وما قلى
your guardian Lord has not forsaken you, nor is he displeased.
وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى
And verily, the hereafter will be better for you than the present.
سوف يعطيك ربك فترضى
And soon will your guardian Lord give you that wherewith you shall be well pleased.
ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى
Did he not find you, an orphan, and give you shelter and care?
ووجدك ضالا فهدى
And he found you wandering, and he gave you guidance.
ووجدك عائلا فأغنى
And he found you in need, and made you independent.
فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر
Therefore, treat not the orphan with harshness.
وأما السائل فلا تنهر
Nor repulse the petitioner unheard.
وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث
And the bounty of your Lord proclaim.
ألم نشرح لك صدرك
Have we not expanded you your breast,
ووضعنا عنك وزرك
and removed from you your burden,
الذي أنقض ظهرك
the which did gall your back,
ورفعنا لك ذكرك
and raised high the esteem in which you are held?
فإن مع العسر يسرا
So, verily, with every difficulty there is relief.
إن مع العسر يسرا.
Verily, with every difficulty there is relief.
فإذا فرغت فانصب.
Therefore, when you are free from your immediate task, still labor hard.
وإلى ربك فارغب.
And to your Lord turn all your attention.
والتين والزيتون.
By the fig and the olive.
وطور سينين.
And the Mount of Sinai.
وهذا البلد الأمين.
And the city of security.
لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم.
We have indeed created man in the best of molds.
ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين.
Then do we abase him to be the lowest of the low?
إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون.
Except such as believe and do righteous deeds, for they shall have a reward unfailing.
فما يكذبك بعد بالدين.
Then what can after this contradict you as to the judgment to come?
أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين.
Is not Allah the wisest of judges?
اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق.
Proclaim or read in the name of your Lord and Cherisher who created.
خلق الإنسان من علق.
Created man out of a mere clot of congealed blood.
اقرأ وربك الأكرم.
Proclaim, and your Lord is most bountiful.
الذي علم بالقلم.
He who taught the use of the pen.
علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم.
Taught man that which he knew not.
كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى.
Nay, but man does transgress all bounds.
أن رآه استغنى.
In that he looks upon himself as self-sufficient.
إن إلى ربك الرجعى.
Verily, to your Lord is the return of all.
أرأيت الذي ينهى.
See you one who forbids?
عبدا إذا صلى.
A votary when he turns to pray?
أرأيت إن كان على الهدى.
See you if he is on the road of guidance?
أو أمر بالتقوى.
Or enjoins righteousness?
أرأيت إن كذب وتولى.
See you if he denies truth and turns away?
ألم يعلم بأن الله يرى.
Knows he not that Allah does see?
كلا لئن لم ينته لنسفعا بالناصية.
Let him beware. If he desist not, we will drag him by the forelock.
ناصية كاذبة خاطئة.
A lying, sinful forelock.
فليدع ناديه.
Then let him call for help to his council of comrades.
سندع الزبانية.
We will call on the angels of punishment to deal with him.
كلا لا تطعه واسجد واقترب.
Nay, heed him not, but bow down in adoration, and bring yourself the closer to Allah.
إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر.
We have indeed revealed this message in the night of power.
وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر.
And what will explain to you what the night of power is?
ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر.
The night of power is better than 1,000 months.
تنزل الملائكة